The purpose of this meeting is to convince you guys of the need of a sober living home in Wyoming County. I get many phone calls a week, people saying that they want to be clean, they want to stay off of drugs, but they don't have the right environment to do so. Family members use, neighbors use, and people are trying to convince them at all hours of the day why they should not be sober. And in an online journal called Narratives of Recovery for Addictive Behaviors, we can see that there are many different stories of people who have went through different paths and have found recovery in their own lives and have shared their story with other people. Staying motivated is a big part of the road to recovery. It's very difficult to stay motivated when one does not have the proper influences in their lives and don't have the proper support in their lives. Staying motivated was one of the main topics in the online journal called A New Groove by Susan Taylor, who talks about her own struggles with addiction. In an interview with Leon Brush, a man who operates a very successful sober living home here in Raleigh County, he states that people need a safe place. Leon Brush lost his son to addiction. Afterwards, he started Brian's Safe House as a way to get other young men on the road to recovery. And as a result of their graduation of the program, these people have become productive members of society and not just a burden on society because of the effects of drugs in their own household. So people need a positive influence for Christ. Christy Halsey from Family Life Strategies came down to the Mullins Ministerial Association and asked if there were any pastors in the area who would just consider being mentors for people who have gone through her program and through drug court. Well, one of the steps that come from that was that we decided that Wyoming County needs a sober living home. And in this sober living home, we will be able to help people to stay off of drugs. We will be able to teach people biblical principles that will help them to be able to be productive members of society and to live above the influence of family, friends, or neighbors in the area. In conclusion, I'd like to say that a Christ-based sober living home will empower those who graduate in the areas, in such areas such as self-esteem, like is written in Philippians 4:13. Philippians 4:13 states, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. If we believe that we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us, then we can be empowered, not just in our own lives, but we can carry those principles forward into the lives of others, and it will even affect generations to come, because we know that if our lives are changed because of a positive influence and Christ-based principles, then those principles will be passed on to our children and to our grandchildren and to our great-grandchildren. So in a sense, we're not just helping today's generation, we are helping the generations to come. And this will also help communities as well, because once people are productive members of society and working towards establishing a better life, then that has trickled down effects into the community, giving rise to a stronger and more efficient social standard in the areas that we live in. It also, in this home, it will be beneficial to people in teaching them family guidance skills. In Ephesians chapter 5, it talks about husbands and wives and their roles of love for one another, and it talks about how to treat our children. These are all principles that people are not receiving in homes that are are racked with addiction and influence that comes from the world. Again, the purpose of this meeting is to convince everybody of the need of our sober living home. Thank you.